Good evening, I'm Alex Papey. We begin tonight with the controversial health care bill. It's called Florida versus the Department of Health and Human Services, but Alabama is one of the states joining Florida in challenging the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. Some opponents are labeling the new health care measure as Obamacare. The United States Supreme Court is hearing this case this week. WVUA's Travis Leader tells us what both sides are saying, including the view from the governor's mansion.
Obama signed the bill into law, and now the law is being reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court. Justice Ginsburg defends the individual mandate and says it's a regulation, and individuals are not choosing to pay a fee for not being insured.
You're trying to suggest that the statute says, well, it's your choice, either buy insurance or pay a penalty or pay a fee. That shouldn't be the way the statute reads, that it should instead be a regulatory command and a penalty attached to that command.
Justice Breyer is also defending the health care plan, and he argues taxes have to come with a law mandating health care.
And I know you point to certain sentences that talk about taxes within the code. Right. This is not attached to a tax. It is attached to a health care requirement.
Right. Governor Robert Bentley is a doctor who once performed private practice. He says the bill will have negative consequences similar to former federal health care plans.
We're going to have a shortage of physicians, especially physicians who will not take the insurance, just like many physicians now will not take Medicare.
Yet the governor is still in favor of reform.
Again, Travis Leader reporting. Bentley says he will wait to see what the Supreme Court rules on the federal law before he asks the state to take action on potential reforms. The governor also stopped by Bryant-Denny Stadium to address U of A students about the matters of faith. He spoke to the Huddle, a University of Alabama Christian organization. Alabama First Lady Diane Bentley, new U of A Chancellor Robert Witt, and dozens of students attended the gathering.
I feel like he touched a lot of good points on growing up in a very religious environment and knowing how to follow God's word and knowing just to trust in Him and He'll lead the way.
Meanwhile, other news concerning Bentley. And today, the governor's Medicaid commissioner, Bob Mullins Jr., resigned after only 14 months on the job. Mullins announced his resignation earlier today. He was a physician in Valley, Alabama for more than 37 years and a personal friend of the governor's. Mullins came into the job with a clinical background, but says he lacks the skills needed to tackle the budget issues facing the agency. The governor recently cut spending 10.6% because of state budget problems, and the agency could face more reductions when the new fiscal year begins October 1st. The new Tuscaloosa superintendent will make no less in salary than outgoing superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo. That decision came tonight from the county school board. They set the minimum salary at just under $138,000. There were some reservations with some school board members. Some were afraid if the minimum was placed at what was once Dr. Costanzo's salary, top-tier candidates would shy away. Although a salary floor is now in place, Ward says there will not be a salary ceiling advertised when the job is on the market.